Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jerry Allender, the chairman of the Canaveral Port Authority. I welcome you to this special meeting of the Canaveral Port Authority. And at this time, I'm going to ask Dean Asher from the Orlando International Airport Authority if he would lead us in a pledge. So if everyone would stand and face the flag.
Thank you, Jerry. Please put your hand over your heart and face our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dean. As is customary at the meetings of the Canaveral Port Authority, later in the meeting there will be a time for public comment. If there's anyone in the public that wishes to make a public comment later on, the sign-in cards are down here with Melanie at the front table. So if you would fill that out on the comment section, each individual is given 3 minutes to comment in whatever they want. And now I yield the floor to my colleague, Mr. Frank Krupenbacher, chairman of the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority. I started to say the Canaveral Port Authority, Frank, but I know sometimes it is called the Orlando Port area, but I'm going to turn it over to you at this time.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate it, and welcome, and thank you for having us again today. I am going to call our board meeting together, and Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll. Here.
Vice Chairman Asher.
Here.
Mr. Sanchez.
Here.
Mayor Dyer is not expected. Mayor Jacobs is not expected. Mr. Fouché.
Here.
Mr. Palmer. Here. We have a quorum present, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman.
Let me say Mayor Dyer, who you know is committed to the port, would have been here today, but this is the day he is appearing in front of the Board of Governors regarding the downtown campus project he's been working on. So he regrets not being able to be here, but that has been a multi-year project for him. I'll yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. This time I'd like to introduce my fellow commissioners of the Canaveral Port Authority. Vice Chairman Wayne Justice. Please wait. Secretary Treasurer Tom Weinberg. Next is Commissioner Bruce Deerdoff. And next to Bruce is Commissioner Hank Evans. On behalf of the Canaveral Port Authority and staff, we welcome the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority for our second joint meeting. Our first joint meeting was held 2 years ago, and at that time it was agreed that it would be in the best interest of our region and Central Florida in general to work together for the benefit of our communities. And Mr. Chairman, it's good to see you and your fellow board members here today. We look forward to working together for our common interest.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to yield the floor to the Vice Chairman of our board, Dean Asher, who has been the board member that's the liaison to the port and deals with that relationship. But before I do, I just would want the record to reflect that to me, the value of this relationship was no more evidence than when we were in Dubai. And I know that, Jerry, you were there, et cetera. Yes. I do not believe we would have been successful in getting the Emirates, or you would have been successful in getting Gulf Container. It was without each of us working together, and it was very apparent while we were there how well our staffs worked together for the benefit of this community, and how well I thought the board worked together. And I want to thank you all on behalf of our board, because I think you were a critical cog in our being able to get that airline to fly here. And
well, thank you. It was really our pleasure to be able to join the Orlando International Aviation Authority on that memorable first a flight to Dubai. Fortunately, Commissioner Justice and I were able to attend that. We exchanged plaques on our side with the cargo people, sister port. I think that we made great strides. We were fortunate to be able to do that. Both the two organizations, OIA and Canaveral Port Authority, will benefit greatly from those contacts that were made at that time.
Chairman.
I'm sorry.
Chairman, thank you. Just a couple things from our board to the commissioners. It's been a great working relationship. I've spent a lot of time over here and done a lot of tours and visits and been to the meetings, and I think we've got a great relationship. And as we circle this date on the calendar every year, it's one that we look forward to. And I can tell you that, as we know, the Orlando International Airport's under a great expansion, and so is the port over here with the Cove and everything that's happening. And so if you like to get on a cruise ship for a week or 10 days. I think it's going to get more exciting in the coming years, just due to the 6 to 7 to 8 ships that can be in here and the growth that's going to happen over here. And I think that the relationship that we started last year in this process, looking forward in the years to come, when probably all of us won't be around on the board anymore, it's going to be great to sit back and watch it grow, because there's a lot of growth that's going to happen in this 50-mile corridor between the airport and the port. And I look forward to working with you all in the remainder of my term on the Airport Authority, and make sure that we make these things happen for the future, because it's important to tourism, it's important to Central Florida, and I think we've got the mechanism in place to do that. So thanks for all your hospitality and leadership that you've done to make me have a warm home over here in Brevard County.
Thank you,
Mr.
Dean.
Chairman, just for the benefit of your board and everyone, let me introduce Domingo Sanchez. Is our board member who is our point person for our customer service initiative at the airport, and works in partnership with our executive director, Mr. Brown, to drive that issue throughout everyone at the airport. Next to him is Ed Fouché. Ed is our newest board member, and Ed is invaluable to us. He comes to us retiring from Disney, head of Visit Florida at one time, and he spearheads our customer appreciation program to make sure that the airlines, if they're ever going to cut a route, they know not to cut us, do it to someone else. So he's invaluable. And then there's Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer heads up and spearheads one that's very near and dear to my heart, our whole USO initiative, because we'll be reopening the USO. Dean Asher also spearheads our military appreciation efforts. We have honor flights that arrive. And then there's Mr. Brown, who runs a staff that makes us look phenomenal. And so thank you very much.
And let me introduce our new CEO, who is right at the end of our table, John Murray, who is going to lead us to newer heights here at Port Canaveral. This is basically his third week on the job, but he has hit the ground running, and again, will bring his experience and knowledge and be of great benefit not only to the Canaveral Port Authority, but also Brevard County, as well as East Central Florida. First thing on the agenda today is the debut of a joint video that our public relations teams from the port and OII developed for this meeting, and for as a future tool for both of our marketing teams to use in marketing not only the Canaveral Port, but also OIA. So at this time, if everything is working the way it should, we should be able to see that video.
We have an absolutely gorgeous day out there, and we expect to have the same for the rest of the afternoon and night.
The shuttle will be departing momentarily for the main terminal. Whether you are here on business, returning home, or visiting our world-class attractions, welcome to Orlando and Central Florida.
Port jobs are well-paying jobs. They're good careers. People love working around our ports. It creates a lot of opportunities for Florida families, not just at the port, but all the families, all the business around the ports.
Very good, very exciting. As the video conveys, Port Canaveral and the Orlando International are global gateways, and we are connected in our missions to provide commercial opportunities for our communities through connecting people and freight to Central Florida.